So I lost a potential buyer for one of our properties this week, and I was like, what happened? Like, how did that happen and affect my ability to sell one of our clients' properties? Fortunately, we got two other offers 10 minutes apart from each other on one of our listings this week. It's now under contract. It'd been on the market for like 65 days. It'd been on the market for a while. This week, pushed people to make a decision. The buyer that didn't come through with the offer that we were expecting was an FHA buyer. So I had to kind of look through this and figure out, all right, so what happened this week with FHA loans that prevented this person from wanting or being able to put in an offer on this property that we had? Granted, we got better offers than they were going to be presenting, but it gave me this, this offer in the back of my head that I was playing up against while we were negotiating with these other two, which was great. Help my client. Woo! However, looking at what happened with the FHA, and I'm going to post this article down below. It's a White House press release that talks about the mortgage insurance premiums being lowered this week by like a third of a point. And what that does is here for people in Phoenix is FHA loans on a national level, 850,000 people are going to be affected by this decision. Some stats, and I found this stuff on that site. FHA insured mortgages, 7.5% of home sales in the third quarter of 2022 on a national level were FHA loans, right? 80% of people that use FHA loans are first-time home buyers. So this is helping people stay in their homes. It's reducing that mortgage insurance premium that they have to pay every month because they're carrying an FHA loan. Mortgage insurance is essentially insurance against default if the person who takes out the loan stops paying. The mortgage insurance steps in and pays whoever owns that note off, right? It covers, it's insurance for it. People put less than 20% down under conventional loans, they got to pay mortgage insurance. With FHA, it's just a part of the game. So what we have here, you've got, let's see, here in Arizona, the average sale they're estimating was at 400,000 based on these numbers. They said that the average person here in Arizona is going to be saving $1,200 a year on their mortgage premiums, insurance premiums. That's amazing, right? They're trying to get ahead of what we assume is going to be this recession that keeps coming. And what people are talking about, or maybe we're not hearing enough about, is this shortage of demand of people wanting or needing to buy, or wanting and able to buy houses right now, which is going to lead to prices coming down. So this week, what we saw was this FHA buyer saw their mortgage premiums coming down on the insurance side, but they're already locked into this other FHA loan that they basically had been quoted. So now they have to wait until everything kind of plays itself out. So it got them off the fence and helped them decide to hold off and putting in offers right now. That's kind of wild. Like thinking through people that are looking to buy houses right now. Interest rates went up again this week, so they're back to higher than they were a week ago. And I think it's pushing people to have to make a decision sooner than later. Well, for those of you that own property, if you own something and you don't have a place to put that money, it may make sense just to continue to hold that property for the long term, right? Especially if you bought here before 2020 or even before 2022 when rates just went a little bit higher. So now it comes back to this whole conversation of this impending recession, what we expect to happen there, and how housing is affected by that, or how housing is affecting that. Here in Arizona, based on what we saw this week, there's still a shortage of demand, but more than that is there's just a shortage of supply. There's a shortage of new houses that are hitting the market. Even us, we don't have a ton of listings compared to where we should be or where we typically are at this time every year. There's not a lot of listings that we have that are coming up for sale unless the owners really know what they're going to do with that money and they can reallocate it, especially on the investing side, and put it somewhere else to make more. So yeah, something to think about this week as it was, to see the buyer's agent really struggle with having that conversation with me, thinking that things were so far out of his hands. One of the other people that had ended up submitting on this property had so many questions about the way that we were putting together the contracts. It also, time for another video, just, what agents should know in order to get just a deal done in this market right now. I was just shocked at how much this person who, tried to convince me that they were very seasoned, was doing a monster disservice for his client. And, I didn't want to point it out too much, but at the end of the day, like, the contracts are the contracts. It's not like I just created something out of thin air. These are things that we've been using for a while. So to that point, if you're buying houses, make sure you work with somebody that knows what they're doing. It was off topic, but I had a mentor a long time ago, back before I had done, that many deals. And realistically, he said, hey, a realtor doesn't know real estate until they've done at least 50 transactions, helped at least 50 people. And I always thought about that when earlier on. I was like, wow, 50. What's up with 50? Well, as we've grown, I see agents who are getting to that place of getting closer to 50, or maybe they're in the 20s or whatever it is. And yeah, there's so many things that come up. There's so many things that will affect whether or not they're able to get their client across the finish line. And in this case, this guy couldn't get off the starting block with his client. It was kind of disappointing. I felt bad for his client, but it just is what it is. So again, vet the people that you're working with. I know a lot of you are out of state. If you have questions, if you want to know what questions to ask the people that you're going to be working with to help you buy property or your next ones, hit me up. I'll put a list together for you and make it available to you. At this point now, I've sold hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of homes for people and help hundreds and hundreds of buyers, which is amazing. But it definitely gives us a perspective from being in the trenches as to what that can look like. Let us know where we can help there. I'm interested in seeing what happens with this market right now. The shortage of supply is definitely a thing. People are talking about if demand continues to slow through the spring into the summer, which we haven't seen. Like I don't remember when that would have been, COVID, but summertime it picked up and went crazy. But other than that, like usually this is the time when demand in Arizona picks up a lot. So this could change things. This could change a lot, especially for pricing and for those people that need to sell their properties. Those properties might start looking more attractive to the investor buyers as the pricing might get more and more competitive. Cool. Thanks for watching. If you haven't subscribed, please do. We're putting out these once a week, but also we have other videos we're putting out that can add hopefully more content and really just to help. We want to make sure that this information is getting to you as a way to help and provide more resources than the average bear. Cool. Thanks for watching. See ya.